famous after this. If he wins against Fabiano in this game, then I'll write down his name and remember him. Because right now these are 2 out of the 3 players with a perfect score in a day that has all of the favorites messing up.
And Fabiano playing this variation that he employed at the World Rapid and Blitz Championship many times, including against Magnus. I don't really understand it, why you would put a pawn in front of your bishop, just block it in. It feels like you're trying to play a black opening, just with the white pieces. And already slightly better, according to the evaluation bar for black. White is just going to try and fianchetto, get developed. Not the most ambitious opening in the world from Fabiano.
Kravtsiv's previous personal best in Titled Tuesday history is 8.5 points. Mm-hmm. So he's on track to beat that today.
Yeah, we just need 2.5 points from the remaining rounds. And okay, players transposing back into known territory. The Gleck system of the 4 knights variation. But yeah, I don't know. Fabiano keeps playing this opening, and I'm still yet to understand the point fully behind it. Maybe he just wants to survive the opening, get a position, and a pawn structure that's very flexible.
But already it seems like the Ukrainian Grandmaster, he is slightly better according to the evaluation bar. So it's quite unusual to see that from a player like Caruana so early in an opening with the white pieces.
And I did check, he is our generation. He is 1990 as well.
Yeah.
And
a good generation of chess players.
Decent generation.
Not even generation, just a birth year, right?
Birth year,
it's
exactly.
Incredible the amount of grandmasters born 1990.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue Fabiano is the same generation, born 92, but 90 specifically, doing very well. And Martyn Kravtsiv here, it looks like he's got a decent grip on the position. Maybe the question to answer would be whether he needs to react to pawn pushes, for example. Are there threats such as bishop takes knight, followed by a pawn push trying to trap the bishop? There are some tactics there, lots of exchanges. He just ignores everything, just defending his knight with his queen.
If I was Kravtsiv, I definitely would have moved my bishop into the center and tried to trade off the white bishop pointing down on the diagonal. But I feel like maybe he's saying he wants to make that trade, but he wants to make it on the h3 square instead. And that's why he pushed his queen forward in support of that.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. That would be one of the most natural moves now. Unless Fabiano has a threat, I don't really see one. Black's bishop is not trapped yet.
Yet being kind of an important part of that, because that is the idea behind the way Fabi is playing, that bishop will be misplaced sooner or later.
Yeah, some potential pawn pushes to try and catch that piece, or yeah, maybe something jumping in a bit later. But I agree, like this white light squared bishop is by far the best minor piece. Trading it off makes a lot of sense. And this looks like a good direction to do so.
Spending quite a lot of time here.
Yeah, Fabi having a 50-second time lead is very unusual to see.
Yeah, that's true. And there we go, Kravtsiv getting the bishops off. Fabiano, I feel like people could take advantage by just playing a bit faster against him. Kravtsiv overthinking what was quite a natural plan.
Yeah, and Magnus against Caruana in the World Blitz Championship in the playoff section. He showed that it's very important if you can just play very quickly. Caruana, he is kind of a perfectionist, trying to find the best moves at all times. And although his blitz chess has gotten a lot better, I feel like sometimes people give him this rumor of not being good in blitz chess, but he obviously is. He's in the lead right now of the tournament, but the players are also kind of slowing each other down. When your opponent thinks for a minute, then you kind of allow yourself a longer think. And Fabi had almost a minute extra on the clock, and he's spending all of it on this move.
And I think also Fabi is due some praise there about his blitz ability, because he was genuinely not very good in the past, but he has made a real effort into getting better at the faster time controls, because he's seen what we all can see, which is that chess is getting faster paced and more tournaments have a faster time limit, and he's adapting to that.
And even classical chess is speeding up a little, with fast classical being kind of a new thing. So certainly very important. And yeah, it looks like they're both slowing down in this section of the game.
Yeah, it's noticeable that players slow down a lot more as the tournament goes on, as they realize, oh, the finishing line's almost in sight, I'm in the lead.
Got a perfect score.
Exactly, stakes are getting higher and higher, you automatically double check and overthink things. But okay, pawn up now for Kravtsiv, grabbing white's isolated pawn on the edge of the board. And important that after some hits on the black queen, maybe a step back with the check, but she can also just retreat, defending everything. Does Fabiano have enough compensation here? Eval Bar says no, but in practical terms, it does look a bit clumsy for black.
Yeah, but the benefit of taking that pawn is that that pawn can no longer trap the black bishop. We talked about how black's bishop was the pain point in Kravtsiv's position and the potential for Fabi to attack it in the future. By taking the pawn on a4, not only has he won an important pawn, but he's taken out one of the main ways Fabiano was going to create trouble for black's position. So now if just the black knight and queen manages to get back alive, then Kravtsiv will win this game.
Oh, many things to calculate, though. Some candidate moves. There is a pawn hanging down here. The black queen could get tempted, or maybe just retreat with the knight. 2 pawns up now for Kravtsiv, but the queen is in no man's land.
He needs to get that queen back. This is very, very dangerous for black as far as I can tell.
Yeah, he needs a couple of moves to get her back. He's trying first, though, to hit Fabiano in the center. It is 2 pawns. It is a lot of material. Black's king is a bit bare. And threats now.
Oh.
Watch out. Check threatened with a pin on the pawn in front of the black king.
That's what I would call like a cheap trick, you know, just like threatening something like that. Like obviously your opponent is a grandmaster. They're going to see that move. And then you have to ask yourself, was it a good move in that case? But at least the situation is improving for Caruana according to the evaluation bar.
Yeah, there might be some tactics here. You can nudge the black queen. If she takes this pawn, there's a skewer in the center because the black rook is no longer defended at the top of the board here. Also, some knight jumps potentially hitting the black rook. You can't move your queen out the way because the white knight jumps out the way with a check.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, the queen is almost trapped. Does she just have to... Only one safe square there. She does have to move. Fabiano now hunting down the queen and her bishop.
He's getting the bishop.
Yeah.
The queen has to... Oh, never mind.
Oh, only move. You're right. If she'd stepped into the center, the white pawn would have also advanced and the bishop would have been lost. But this is a famous pattern, keeping 2 rooks honest with just 1 queen.
That may have just saved Kravtsiv.
Yeah. Fabi has a draw if he wants to repeat the position. Does he want more?
It was as if he was answering you there. But now with only a minute left, 30 seconds extra for Kravtsiv here. I guess that's going to be a part of Caruana's decision right now. Maintain the lead, not be left behind.
I think the Ukrainian was even considering playing on down a bishop because he has a couple of pawns and he has a huge time advantage. I don't think Fabi should be hesitating here because now Kravtsiv might genuinely... Oh, never mind.
A good practical decision, though. I think that's exactly the point. Fabiano could not risk it any longer, and only Kravtsiv really had that temptation.
But that was exciting until the end there with perhaps the two leaders of the tournament after this 7th round.